Rady Children's Hospital says it's seeing a troubling and growing trend. A record number of children suffering traumatic injuries in e-bike crashes. Now, San Diego city leaders are considering new rules aimed at reducing the risk of serious, even life-threatening accidents. News 8's Steve Price joins us live from outside Rady Children's with more. Steve.
So, Carl, the numbers really tell the story here. Back in 2021, Rady's Children's Hospital says that the top 3 reasons people ended up needing trauma care here were falls, being involved in a car accident, and being a pedestrian hit by a car. E-bike accidents weren't even on the list. But just 4 years later, e-bike accidents were #1, right at the top of the list. And now San Diego City Council says enough is enough. What starts as kids being kids, having fun, is ending more than ever with a trip to the hospital, and not just for bumps and bruises.
We're seeing kids admitted to the ICU, having to go directly to the operating room from our trauma bays. We're seeing more severe injuries and more complex injuries than you would from, say, a pedal cycle.
Rady Children's Hospital says they had a record number of traumatic e-bike injuries last year with 262. So they've been working hard to educate parents and kids about the dangers. It's not working. They're easily on track this year to set a new record.
Unfortunately, we're seeing such an increase that there has to be more that's being done than what is currently being done.
E-bikes are far more accessible now than they ever have been in the past.
San Diego Councilman Raul Campillo agrees, so tomorrow the council will be voting on new e-bike regulations, making it illegal for anyone under 12 to ride a Class 1 or 2 e-bike, which can go up to 20 miles an hour.
On an e-bike like the one that we're passing a regulation on, you just tap the throttle and go from 0 to 20 like that.
Campillo's proposal also prevents passengers on e-bikes without a second seat. If it passes a second vote next month, there will be a 30-day education period followed by 60 days of police warnings. After that, riders can be ticketed.
We can have infractions with a $25 ticket, which can be waived if the child takes a course that's certified by the CHP.
Campillo says that aligns with his goal to educate kids, not punish them. And for those who believe kids shouldn't be able to ride an e-bike without a driver's license, Campillo hears you but says under current state law, this is the strongest regulation they can impose. He's hoping it won't take more trips to the hospital to change that.
We don't want children to have traumatic brain injuries. We don't want to see people literally killed, as we've seen, when they get hit by someone going 20 miles an hour on an e-bike.
So once again, the timing here, a first vote's going to take place tomorrow, assuming it passes, which everyone thinks it will. There'll be a second vote in 2 weeks. Then once you have all the regulations and the timing, it looks like the tickets will start happening in either September or October. And Carlo, the timing there is really interesting because one of the busiest times for these accidents is the summer, but the second busiest time is when school starts, because a lot of kids are going to new schools and they're riding these bikes and they don't really know the roads, they're not familiar with them, and they're also excited, so they're not paying as much attention. So hopefully this will all happen at a time to reduce some of those accidents. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Really important details there with that usage. Thanks, Steve.